I'm feeling free with our bodies together as I breathe. I'm lighter than a feather when I'm with you all day, all night. Every moment so good, so good. Got something so sweet, yeah, it's charming. Make me wanna see you more every day. Go down like a tree, night and morning. Maybe you're the one who I want to stay. So tell me if you feel this, baby. My mind is running crazy, 'cause no one has made me feel this way. You do everything perfectly, and I want you to see that I appreciate you. I'm feeling free with our bodies together as I breathe. I'm lighter than a feather when I'm with you all day, all night. Every moment so good, so good. Green light, oh it's true. I've never met nobody who's like you. This time I got so lucky when
you're stuck in a hurricane. 'Cause everything around you just keeps on turning. I can see you searching for an escape. The fire in your heart, it just keeps on burning. Keeps on, it just keeps on burning. Keeps on, it just keeps on burning. Keeps on, it just keeps on burning. Fire in your heart, it just keeps on burning. Don't worry, you got the future on your mind. No hurry, let's take it one day at a time. Feeling like you're stuck in a hurricane. 'Cause everything around you just keeps on turning. I can see you searching for an escape. The fire in your heart, it just keeps on burning. Keeps on, it just keeps on burning. Keeps on, it just keeps on burning. Keeps on, it just keeps on burning. Fire in your heart, it just keeps on burning. Don't worry, you got the future on your mind. No hurry, let's take it one day at a time. Don't worry, you got the future on your mind. No hurry, let's take it one day at a time. Don't worry, you got the future on your mind. No hurry, let's take it one day at a time.
이게 어느 떨어졌는데 어느 떨어졌을까?
You've been coming home to a cold house. I've been waking up alone. We keep picking fights and we lash out, but I just wanna let it go and stay with you. I will always stay with you. You've been working hard, so have I, and we've had hardly any time. But you're the only person I wanna stand by in this messy life. I'll stay with you. I will always stay with you. Just for now, turn the TV down and remember how this love thing works. Take my hand, with you I'll stand through good and bad, and that's for sure. That's for sure. We'll Talking till the evening's quiet, reminiscing memories of ice cream dates and road trips, getting lost in big cities. Makes me wanna stay with you. Can I always stay with you? Just for now, I'll turn the TV down and remember how this love thing works. Take my hand, with you I'll stand through good or bad, and that's for sure. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Got the feeling in your bones, make you feel right at home. Honey, does it well, keep me dancing till I'm dead. 'Cause I could run a mile like this, head over heels, feels like this. The sun has got me on my track, I ain't never looking back. Inside the depths of stone, voice will echo, need no phone. Ruled by the laws above, nature shows me, makes me taught. I could climb this mountain now, rise above the clouds and see where all the force that kept me strong. Never did I mean no wrong, 'cause I ain't looking back. Ain't looking back. Ain't looking. Ooh, ain't looking back. Ain't looking. Yeah. Ain't looking back. Ain't looking. Ooh, ain't looking. Ain't looking back. Ooh, ain't looking back. Ooh, ain't looking back. Ain't looking back. Ain't looking back. Ain't looking back. Ain't looking.
Demo tu. Signatures.
Got me feeling like running, 'cause you're always rushing, stressed over nothing. so stressed over nothing. Your mind has been filled with traffic, no stop signs, stuck on bad habits. Let's just chill and relax to end our day in the sunset haze. Kick back and let's just feel the air. Slow down and let's not give a care. You got me feeling like wilding. You got me feeling like wilding. Your mind's been filled with traffic, no stop signs, stuck on bad habit. Let's just chill and relax to end our day in the sunset haze. Kick back and let's just feel the air. Slow down and let's not give a care.
I need a Playboy, Super Smash Game Boy. Send a dick pic, let me on his way, boy. Nothing like the chick flicks, not just some LA boy. When he hit this, but the kitty make noise. Need a Playboy. That's my dope boy. Bake that cake, flip me upside down and he knows that with that face, yeah. Crunch like po' boy, jambalaya. Turn me inside out when he cleaning out that plate. Got my back, got a gas, you fill up the tank, yeah. Most swings, you can handle that, homie, I sing, yeah. Got me kneeling on the floor trying to think, yeah. Yeah, I need a Playboy, Super Smash Game Boy. Send a dick pic, let me on his way, boy. Nothing like the chick flicks, not just some LA boy. When he hit this, but the kitty make noise. Need a Playboy. Yeah, I need a Playboy. Straight down, no chase. Fuck through the whole day. Waist down, you don't play. Got it on tape, all homemade. X out rotates. Fuck on slow pace. Don't need me no babe when I got me a soulmate. Yeah, and that's my baby. Always styling, always dripping sauce. He buy whatever I want. He never even check the cost. Saint Laurent fitted. Day to dawn hit it. Fell in love within a minute. I need a Playboy, Super Smash Game Boy. Send a dick pic, let me on his way, boy. Nothing like the chick flicks, not just some LA boy. When he hit this, but the kitty make noise. I need a Playboy, Super Smash Game Boy. Send a dick pic, let me on his way, boy. Nothing like the chick flicks, not just some LA boy. When he hit this, but the kitty make noise. Need a Playboy.
Stato.
midnight again. I've been lying in my bed. Can't get you out of my head. You've been taking me for a spin. Ain't got the time. I've been chasing you around, chasing you around. I've been waiting right behind. Ain't got the peace of mind. Gotta know that I've been chasing you around, chasing you around.
머리채 감자.
It's midnight again. I've been lying in my bed. Ain't got no time. Ain't got no love. Gotta make you understand. I ain't got no time to spend. Why won't you just take my hand? Ain't got the time. I've been chasing you around, chasing you around. I've been waiting right behind. Ain't got the peace of mind. Gotta know that you will be mine. Tell me where I stand. I keep on losing this game. Some things will never change. I keep on playing fair. Can't get you out my head. You've taken me for a spin. Gotta make you understand. I ain't got no time to spend. Why won't you just take my hand? Ain't got the time. Yeah, I've been chasing you around, chasing you around. I've been waiting right behind. Ain't got peace of mind. Gotta know that I've been chasing you around, chasing you around. See, I've been chasing you around, chasing you around, chasing you around. Oh, I've been chasing you around, chasing you around, chasing you around, chasing you around.
모두가 편안하게 대화를 이용할 수 있도록 늘 양보해 주시기 바랍니다.
Baby, remember when I told you from the day I met you, love ain't gonna be enough to make it. You always knew deep down inside that I was gonna choose myself, and I will berate it, baby. Was I searching for a future? I'm by myself, by myself. Let me walk away, walk away. Let me walk away, walk away, walk away. Let me walk away, walk away, walk away. Maybe it's feeling like I'm ready to spread my wings and make it. You never were the one who caused me damage. If we would spend another night, you take me close and hold me tight, and I don't think that I can let you go and walk away, walk away. Let me walk away. Was I searching for a future by myself, by myself? Let me walk away, walk away. Let me walk away, walk away. Let me walk away, walk away. Let me walk away. Let me walk away.
so good. So good. And it feels 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 so good. Knee-jerk reaction is fight or flight. First sign of color, I run and hide. But you came like rain on a summer night, and I think you're rewiring my mind. I've been taking cover under my skin, but I wanna step outside and take it all in. 'Cause baby, it's like a light storm to be yours. Thunder crashing till the sky's torn. You're like a light storm, a light storm. Oh, a light storm. I love the way you bring me to life. One touch and I'm on some kind of high. You're painting scenes on my storyline, so carry me where you like. I'm used to taking cover under my skin, but I wanna step outside and take it all in. 'Cause baby, it's like a light storm to be yours. Finding freedom in the downpour. You're like a light storm, a light storm. A light storm. Baby, it's like a light storm to be yours. Feelings flooding through the front door. You're like a light storm, a light storm. Had me in your possession, had you swimming inside my affection. But with you, I came second.